Just a couple announcements before we get into it. Just afterwards, if we could all just remember to get off the field, so that cups can count who's actually playing. And then as well with the indoor session afterwards, I know we're coming from a competitive session and going right into a scrimmage, but remember to include everyone else that's coming outside of this session, being friendly and being, you know, positive with them, because we've been hearing from some of the other players that it's kind of a really super competitive vibe. So just bring it down a bit.
Sorry.
Yeah. But anyway, Jeff.
Right. Okay, first thing I noticed, which I love, people are faking when they're throwing during the warm-up. That's awesome. So keep that up. If you're new here or haven't heard me yakking about throwing, by far the most important part of the game, cannot move the Frisbee any other way except throwing. So improve your throwing, and I see people working on fake sequences and stuff. That's great. So today we're going to do lane cutting stuff. So if you think back to some of the things we talked about in reset cutting as far as moving people and getting them to back up and turn around, it's the same concept in lane cutting, just further downfield, and then it's more the cutting style obviously that changes versus the reset cut. So just to kind of demo that, if we can get a thrower and a marker, if you guys can just back up into space there. Right there, perfect. And can you defend me for a sec? Okay, so let's just assume I'm a cutter, right? And I got a defender here and you're trap marking, so force flick, okay? And I'm gonna try and get open into this space. All right, so it's the same concept around what I call pushing your defender. So instead of just taking off and running because I see lots of space there and it's kind of appealing, right, which creates a bad angle. So if I just start running, my defender's got a better angle on any throw out there than I do. If he's faster than I am, I'm gonna lose that race, right? He's got inside position, any throw that's gettable just purely based on speed, that's his disc, right? So what I wanna try and do, and it depends on where his body position is, but I'm gonna try and push him across the field. See that? That's a win for you. As soon as you see that, it's green light, all right? So you just try to get him backing up, and now I go, right? See how I had to round off and then take 3 steps? That's all you're looking for as a cutter, all right? It's literally, if you get that, you can win in 4 steps. And then your job is to not think, it's to run, right? Fast, as fast as you can. Okay, so now change your body position anyway. Okay, so now he's more square. Okay, so now I might move it up a little, see, shuffle. It's just instinct, right? Watch when you scrimmage, start doing this. It's just instinct for people. When I move, defender moves. That's good for me, right? So I move, move, move. See? Quick fake and go. So the first drill we're gonna do is basically this exercise where you get used to getting your defender back on their heels and then committing. Commit and go. So you can go either way, and it's the thrower's responsibility to figure out if I go out, you don't have to throw it, you throw it if you like it, right? So let's just simulate this as 3/4 speed. So I push you across, right? I plant, I go, you don't like it, now I'm under, right? So, for the purpose of the drill, and even in general, okay, what I don't want to see is you take 2 steps and then you come back under, all right? You need to make your defender defend space. And in doing that, you create space for yourself to come back into, all right? So I push him across, right? If I like the under, I can juke and then go this way, right? Or push him across, juke, go, right? See how he looks? That's the other thing you're looking for as a cutter. Most defenders will do that. So as a cutter, I commit to that cut, right? Commit. If it's up, I see it. If he turns, as soon as he turns, I'm under. Okay? So your cue as a cutter is push. If you're gonna strike, strike hard. 5, 6 steps hard. Because that's what that thrower is cueing on. Because what you want to rely on as a teammate is, especially with those of you that like to score, as a thrower, as soon as I see that push and go, I want to throw it. Right now. I don't want to think, are you going to take 3 steps and then come back? I want to know you're committed, you're fast, you like scoring, I'm throwing it there, right? And then if I don't like it, so I decide as the thrower if I don't like it. You don't get to decide, you don't get to do one of these. Right? because this happens sometimes too. People do this. So throw the Frisbee. Right? People run with their head down and then decide, I was never going out in the first place, I think I'll turn around. And then you look up and there's that Frisbee, all right? That is 100% no-no as a cutter. You cannot do that. It's your job to cut hard, look. If the Frisbee's up, chase it down. The funny thing is when you look, defender looks, and if it's not up, cut back now, all right? So that's our drill. We don't really need light and dark. As long as O is identified, we're all right. Let's not mess around with the shirts. So let's get all the discs.